Here we go again. Me, like a madman, walking in the middle of Kuala Lumpur in this blazing heat at 32°C. But I am on my way to get my lunch. So while doing that, let's just talk about this IEM here, which I'm wearing, which is the Letshuoer S12 2024 limited edition. Letshuoer S12 2024 edition. Oh, right, the other way around. Yeah, there. Okay. As you would notice, it comes in all clad in gold. So does the IEM itself here. Have a look at that. Okay. And this is pretty much a very special edition because Letshuoer is celebrating 8-year anniversary this year, and they have already done a celebration earlier with the S08. And what you're gonna get for price of $199 US, I have already shown you the box, okay? And pretty much inside, simple affair of this lovely looking cable here, which I would say kind of a bit premium. And you notice here, detachable plug as well. And the good thing is that inside this accessory box here, you're also gonna have another 2 different type of plugs, which are the 3.5mm single-ended and 2.5mm balanced ear tips, which I am so very happy that Letshuoer have opted to include foam tips, which is absolutely the kind of tips that I love. For 15 minutes now, I have been wearing this S12 2024 like this without any music playing because I want to try to test 2 things: the comfort, and it is very comfortable. As you can see here, it's very noisy. The seal is just fairly okay, just enough. If you're expecting something which offer a bit better seal, then I would say that S12 2024 is not the IEM for you. S12 2024 is a magnetic planar, and true indeed, just like many other magnetic planar, I was able to still run it directly from my phone here, which is Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV. Not a very powerful phone from the 3.5mm single-ended, and I would just simply say that it is just enough for me to listen to my music in a very casual way. But I would just say that the performance, the kind of sound quality coming from this combination of this S12 2024 and my phone is not satisfying at all. So you need to scale it up with power. At the very least, you need to run it with something like this, which is Venture Electronic Odo, a dongle. Or I would highly recommend you pair it together with this duo of Onyx Alpha and DC07 Pro. And ultimately, I get the very best performance out of this combination running it together with my iBasso DX260. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I have invited Ben to my place to try the 2024 S12 here, and let's see what he have to say about this. We are back, Ben and me.
Hi guys.
If you have seen my previous video, especially on MP145, definitely you would recognize Ben. And
yeah.
Thank you, Ben, for joining us today. Ben has already been spending quite a bit of time listening to this, comparing this S12 2024 edition together, comparing it with this S12 Pro here, okay? And of course, comparing it with this MP145 here, and even comparing it with this currently the top performer of ND Audiovolt ranking system, which is FA19. All right, so just go straight to the point, Ben.
Okay, so I run it off the DC Elite. I paired it, I split it with a power bank and then my source to get a cleaner sound. I first started off with the MP145 to get a baseline because that's the one I'm familiar with. So that's still the MP145 sound, right? Moving on to the S12 2024, I found a lot more clarity, resolution, and detail all across, from bass to mids to treble. Very, very clear, very, very detailed. Might be a bit sharp, might be a bit, it got a bit sibilant for me, but again, it also depends on the ear tip that you use. So if you are concerned about that.
And what ear tip did you use?
So I tried 3 ear tips. So first I did the Divinus Velvet White Ball, which was not really a good pairing. Went back to the original Divinus Velvet, which was better, but to me the best one, of course, was the Dunu SNS. So that one had very good separation and very good clarity. Toned down a bit of the treble for me. I liked it with that. I still did find it a bit sharp. So for me, I'm not a treble head. I'm more. I don't know what I am, but I'm not a real treble.
You
head.
are not like me. I love trebles. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a treble head. Let me just openly admit that.
Yes. So yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I'm more bassy, kind of warmer side or darker side, I guess.
Best head.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it was very impressive in terms of the resolution, clarity, detail. That was very, very impressive.
Okay.
It's
very impressive. The keyword impressive. So we know what is impressive. Impressive is this FA19 here, the champion for 2024. I just gonna openly say it.
Yeah.
So how close is this gold standard 08? S12 gold here with this FA19?
considering the price difference, right? I'd say you're probably about 70% of the way there.
70%
yeah.
the way there.
Yeah,
Okay.
So the FA19 definitely has better, more body, it's more, there's more authority. It sounds more confident in I don't know whether you can say that stuff like that. It doesn't make sense, but yeah, it sounds more confident when you hear
It's
it.
just like, on a different level altogether.
It's a different level, but
Yes.
the price difference is also a different level. It's
Yeah,
like
because
5 times more.
But then again, we are comparing with the very best performer here, okay?
Yeah.
And the same can be said if we were to compare this FA19 with the rest of the magnetic planar that we have here.
Yeah.
Nothing actually can compare with this thing. So that's pretty much the fact of it. This S12 Pro here and this Gold, what do you think?
Better. The 2024 is better than the Pro.
2024 better.
That's better resolution, better clarity.
Yeah.
It takes it a step up.
I agree with you.
Sound signature is the same, more or less similar.
It's pretty much the same, using the same driver.
Yeah.
And I agree with Ben, they are pretty much similar in many ways, except that the keyword here that I would describe this Gold one is that it is better refined, okay?
Yep.
And it offers a bit more of improvement, refinement over what was already an impressive S12 Pro. So let's just wrap things up. You have heard what Ben have said earlier, and you have also heard what I mentioned earlier. Let me just simplify this. This Letshuoer S12 2024 limited edition is an impressive, super impressive IEM for the price of $199 US. And as you can see there earlier, we have even compared with FA19, which is a reference IEM for me now, the very best of 2024. And in fact, I would just simply say that the performance is actually closer to 90% to what I am hearing from FA19. Ben did mention that it was closer to 70%, but I think Ben was just simply being critical there. Also, it seems that he is not so very fond of something which he considers as being bright sounding. First and foremost, it is definitely the kind of resolution, imaging, speed, dynamic handling that you can expect from TOTL IEM. Yes, this is perhaps the pinnacle of Letshuoer tuning, especially when it comes to magnetic planar. The kind of resolution, the kind of details, macro and micro detail which I am hearing from this S12 2024 is mind-boggling, because it does not sound like a single magnetic planar. It sounded more like multiple driver hybrid IEM. Yes, you are hearing me right. It is definitely well balanced, transparent throughout the entire frequency range, anywhere from upper frequency, mid-range to the lower frequency. So when I say transparent, well balanced, you can expect the kind of minimal coloration throughout the entire frequency range, So you get a lot of transparency with the upper frequency, with the mid-range especially, and even the lower frequency with just a mild boost in the lower frequency region. So the mid-bass and the sub-bass is very well balanced. It is the kind of magnetic planar bass which is rich and dense, does not sound metallic at all, even for the treble itself. And yes, I will admit it's kind of a bit on the brighter side, but then again, for somebody who loves sparkly, energetic IEM like me, okay, I definitely love it. And drawing comparison with the kind of, let's say, IEM which I used to love, still love, which is Hydis MP145, which I have openly declared that up until today, still the king of magnetic planar, but I am not so sure. I will openly admit that this S12 2024 has forced me to reconsider the ranking itself when it comes to magnetic planar in ND Odovod. And this is definitely an improvement over what was already an impressive S12 Pro. But wait, before I forgot, let's just talk about the soundstage and the spatial presentation of this S12 Pro 2024. And I would say it is definitely super impressive as well, pretty much comparable to my favorite, which is Hydis MP145 and Hydis MP143. It is wide open sounding as it is tall, airy, and the kind of spatial imaging. Earlier I was able to use it for gaming. I was already enjoying my game, which is the Star Wars Outlaws, and that game is very cinematic with the kind of sound which offer a lot of immersion. And this S12 2024 was able to present all that in a way that I would consider as an IEM, which is not only suitable for music, but it is definitely suitable for gaming and movies as well. All in all, I would just simply say this: I am super impressed with the kind of quality, sound and performance coming from this S12 2024 limited edition. As I mentioned earlier, it performs to a point that I would even consider as being top of the line IEM. And if anybody were to ask me which IEM magnetic planar which you should go for this year 2024, I would not hesitate to say now my recommendation would be this S12 2024 limited edition.